in this murder. The family of the elderly couple tells police that they simply come down. They're snowbirds. They come down from Canada. That's where they live full time. And this was their winter home. So we're following the latest on that investigation this morning. John?
Mike, thank you. 6:44. Well, several of you have noticed that Roxanne Stein hasn't been on with us since before Christmas, and many of you have emailed us or Facebooked us to wanting to know where she is. Well, there she is. She's joining us live via Skype from home this morning to explain. Rox, I sort of expected you to be maybe in your jammies and not all dressed up and ready to go to work.
But I was going to kind of rub it in and have my jammies on and my hair in rollers or something.
Hey, how you been? Explain what happened and where you've been the past few weeks.
Oh, well, I think I heard you say Bam Bam, so maybe some people put it together. My wonderful, wonderful horse that my husband and I lease, Bamboo, and I had a little fall at the horse show on December 22nd, the beginning of our holiday break.
Right.
Best of all, Bamboo's fine, and but I sort of had when I got up, I was fine, except I said, I think I broke my wrist, and somebody at the horse show said, well, maybe it's just sprained, you can get back on, and my trainer, Rosemary Burton, said, no, usually when they say it's broken, and sure enough, it was sort of at a right angle, only it's my left arm, and so Wellington Regional Medical Center's ER took real good care of me, but they called in an orthopod who said, no, this needs some major surgery, and that was the shriek you heard at about 4:30 on Saturday afternoon, 22nd, up in Jupiter Fest.
Wow. So that was very painful, obviously. Can you hold up your arm and show us what you have there?
It actually feels better to keep it elevated.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing now because they want you to be as mobile as possible as the ligaments and everything are reconnected. Because what happened is there was a compound fracture in the ulna and the radius were both broken in my arm, the two main bones in your arm. And if sweetheart, to Mr. Wonderful, if I don't explain this right, come correct me. I don't want to get this wrong. But anyway.
You're doing fine. Keep explaining. Mr. Wonderful will wait his turn. He was, by the way, he was very kind to send us the X-ray to give us a good, showing of what it actually looked like inside your arm. And I got to tell you, that's a huge piece of metal you have in there, and a bunch of screws and everything.
Because both of the main bones broke, and then the radius is broken in 6 or 6. It's just kind of was really. I really did a good job on the radius, and it all happened right around the wrist. So, the Dr. Nicholas Sama, I can tell you, he walks on water to me. He will tell you the first thing he says is he doesn't. He's the nicest man, but he put it back together with a metal plate and 7 screws. But the pain is terrific or horrific, whichever word you want to use to describe it, and hence a lot of painkillers and pain pills, and I really can't do very much. I mean, I can get out, I've got to get out or I'll go crazy, but I can't, no use of this arm. And I do try to, it's amazing, they don't really tighten it up in a cast anymore. They want you to get the mobility back, as I started to explain a little bit earlier, but it's there. I know it's there.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you being a righty, if there's a silver lining is that it's your left hand, not your right hand. But I'm sure there's a lot of difficulties that you don't think about on a regular basis. It's kind of like breathing. You don't think about it until you can't breathe, and it's the same thing until you can't use your left hand. How many things you use it for?
Well, it's exactly right, because what you assist with, and as Dr. Sama said, I don't want you touching, pushing, pulling, lifting, holding, or anything. And truly, I try to hold, I challenge myself by just trying to hold things like this, which isn't really too bad to do right now, but that's gotten a lot easier in the last week or so. But it's true, I still don't have any use, and it's amazing just trying to get, just use your right hand. You can't.
Right.
It is a backup hand, whichever, whether you're left or you're right, you're amazed at how much you use that assist hand, as I call it.
Right. Well, they're telling us, they're giving us the old rap. You know how that goes, but does that mean...
And they also know I don't rap.
Right. When you come back, does that mean I've got to do your hair, put on your makeup, help you get dressed? What's the deal?
I know, I can't drive for 6 more weeks. I'm thinking Turnpike to Southern, and I'll ride my bike. Well, no, I can't do that either, but anyway.
Well, let me put you on the spot. When do you think you'll be back to work? I mean, people have been asking.
Oh, I know that, everyone's been so wonderful, and I'm going to try to go on Facebook and start Facebooking everybody now, because you've all been so wonderful. There's everyone at the station, obviously, our Today on 5 and our Fox family. All of you are so wonderful out there. But I just haven't really felt up to it. And then my barn family at Palm Stables in Wellington, and of course Bamboo's terrifically worried, as you can only imagine, John.
And the horse Bamboo's okay?
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you for
all right,
asking.
good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
thank goodness. I don't know. And my husband's been, had to really step into the role of doing everything. It's
Okay.
amazing.
And thank Mr. Wonderful for doing the Skype shot for us. And
Yeah.
now we're getting a hard wrap, so you know how that goes. I better go. So
A week or two. A week or two.
Close mouth. Okay, right there. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're all pulling for a quick recovery, and we'll see you soon, okay?
I hope so. I love you guys so much.
All right, love you right back. All right, we want people to know that she's doing great, and people are, wishing her well on Facebook. Get some rest. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Back over to Keely.
All right, who's still trying to hold down the fort for Roxanne? Get well soon. All right, time for a check of weather and traffic. We start with Glenn Blazer. Glenn.
Thanks, Keely. That was good.